produce the aerial photography for us have not been allowed to take off. The Pope's helicopter, we're waiting to find out whether it will be coming over with the Pope in the next few minutes, or whether he will have to find some other means of transport, whether he will be driven to the Downsview site. We're not sure of that yet. We should know that shortly. But let's tell you a little bit about the night. If you were with us last night, you saw the papal vigil. It was a spectacular sight. Well, most of these pilgrims, as we said, upwards of 600,000 last night, most of them spent the night here at Downsview, and Mike Wise was watching. Here's his report.
As pilgrims settled in for their evening vigil with the Pope, their prayers might have been occupied with one thing: the weather.
Everyone's worried that it's going to pour tonight and that there's going to fall through.
With plastic tarps and whatever they could fashion, they waited, wondering if the heavens would open up. For many, the crowd was the largest they'd ever seen, and the message behind it all, the loudest they'd ever heard.
It's tremendous spirit. Like, I'm lost in the middle of nowhere, and like I feel happy, and I don't know why.
We need to share the love. Free hug. There you go. And I got a hug for you too. There you go.
Not long after the Pope left, the pilgrims started their own celebrating. No matter the language, pilgrims joined in the dancing.
So many people were gathering by it, so I joined in. It looked fun.
Oh, every people is walking, so
Everybody's walking.
There's nobody sleeping. I ain't going to sleep tonight.
And so the party went on for several hours. Anyone trying to get some rest found it difficult.
It's almost as if World Youth Day organizers didn't want pilgrims to sleep. It's 1:30 and there's still a full rock concert going on.
It's just getting started, actually, because I tried to sleep, and as soon as I did, I heard all these speakers going off and people were chanting, Mexico, Mexico.
Those pursuing quieter activities weren't worried about the noise or much else.
You guys worried at all about the weather?
No, I just figured, you know,
We get wet.
We're prepared.
you know, God will watch over us, you know.
As dawn arrives, it looks like the pilgrims had escaped the rain when the skies briefly opened. But the pilgrims had come too far to let that bother them.
It's all part of the experience, so it's a story we could tell later on.
Especially when the next part of their story was still to come, attending a papal mass. Mike Wise, CBC News, Toronto.
This is one of those days people in positions like mine feel a little guilty. We're protected by the shelter of the broadcast booth, but meanwhile